Week 9 got me to an 83-53 record. I'm plus 30 for the season, and I'm actually pretty happy about that. All things considered, since there are some games where there's some upsets and bad play from teams that you didn't expect to lose to. But week 9, I looked at last week. We had the Titans and the Steelers, and honestly, if the Titans, I'm just gonna give it up to the Titans. Short week for the Rook. Second game, played all right until Steelers start to come alive in the fourth quarter like they always have been this season. Almost came back and got the W, but you know how it is with when you play the Steelers after they get a fourth quarter lead. It forces you, especially late in the game when it's like hardly any time left, forces you to pass. Which allows the pass rush for the Steelers to get home or you to make a mistake and the secondary gets it. It's pretty much been the Steelers' MO this season. If they don't get blown out by a team, if they end up getting the lead late in the fourth, that's pretty much how they win their games. But whatever. The Dolphins got absolutely embarrassed in Germany. Yeah, they almost came back, but that final drive when Tua mishandled the snap or the snap was offline, whichever one it was, it made no sense how in that moment you have a bad snap. The one thing that got me was that fumble return for a touchdown because it's like Tyreek Hill's going backwards being tackled as soon as he gets the ball, but what is for progress? Yeah. The Rams got beat by the Packers, and I think that's on me for picking the Rams because I knew Matt Stafford was hurt and I had no idea who their quarterback was. But the way the Packers have been playing, who knows? That's pretty much what I was thinking. But yeah, Packers got the win, and the Rams, they were able to get a field goal. The Ravens completely demolished the Seahawks this past weekend. And a lot of people were hyping up the Seahawks just like they did the Lions a couple weeks ago. And the Seahawks, they just could not get anything going on offense. And the defense, because the offense couldn't get anything going, was just gassed. Ended up taking Lamar out in the fourth quarter. Undrafted rookie goes off for over 150 yards rushing and got his own touchdown. And OBJ got his touchdown too on his birthday. So yeah, that was the Ravens Seahawks game, man. They're looking to be one of the best teams in the league. Of course, I'm not, as a Ravens fan, I'm not gonna get too drunk on the media's praise for the Ravens because we've seen this before. But we'll move on. The Falcons let Josh Dobbs, who knew nobody on that team, get on the field and lead a comeback victory against them. Where is Bijan Robinson for the Falcons? Who knows? You thought the Lions were the bad team because they weren't using Jahmyr Gibbs. Now Bijan Robinson is not being used for the Falcons. It's like, okay, so why did you draft him? Yeah. The Vikings good on Josh Dobbs though. He came in, did his thing, and brought some spark to the Minnesota Vikings fan base. Whether it continues, that's up to him and the rest of the team. I think he'll be getting Justin Jefferson back soon, so that helps. The Browns shut out the Cardinals. And honestly speaking, I'm not surprised. Kyler Murray wasn't back yet. So you traded away Josh Dobbs. So who did you have? I don't even know who they had. All I know is the Browns defense did what they did. And Deshaun Watson just took care of the ball. And they ended up getting the win. Nothing to see here. The Commanders almost got robbed against the Patriots, especially since the refs called that BS roughing the passer penalty when Mac Jones was sacked. It's getting to the point where it's like you can't hit the quarterback no matter what, even if he has the ball in his hand. Because full well, we've seen it before. I forgot which game it was, but a defender has shot a quarterback, could have taken him down, but because he's trying to avoid the penalty, he doesn't really cleanly knock him down, which allows the quarterback to scramble around and get the ball down the field. Thankfully, the secondary for the Commanders forced a turnover in the final seconds of the fourth, ended up winning the game. And you know, if you protect Sam Howell, he can actually be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's one of the top 5 passing leaders. So yeah, the Saints did their thing against the Bears. Although I am disappointed that they did not blow them out like I expected them to. The Bears hung in there, and I don't know how close it was for them to come back and win, but I had the Saints winning by 10 points, and they only won by 7. So I don't know if that's bad on the Saints or good on the Bears. They didn't have Justin Fields, and yeah, I'm just gonna move on from that. The Buccaneers and Texans game was one of the best games, especially the tail end that I've ever seen. Honestly speaking, when I saw Baker Mayfield get that touchdown with the final seconds in the fourth, I'm like, okay. I was actually rooting for the Buccaneers. As you see, I picked the Buccaneers. But then CJ Stroud, man, he led a 40-second drive with 2 timeouts down the field and got a game-winning touchdown. Who is this guy? Who is CJ Stroud? Because that was amazing. I ain't even mad that I lost this pick. But wow. Wow. The Colts did their thing against the Panthers. Bryce Young. It sucks for Bryce Young, man, because I saw some highlights. He threw 2 pick sixes, and that offensive line is straight garbage. I don't know if their injuries or their offensive line has so many injuries, but it seems to be it's been things since week 1. And then I look back to the Texans, and it's like, well, the Texans have a makeshift O-line too, but Stroud is successful. I don't know. The Panthers, they don't even have the first round pick for the next year. Oh man, Panthers might not win another game. We'll see tonight. The Raiders, with a new coach, shut out the Giants. Daniel Jones came back, got hurt. He's out for the season. And Tyrod Taylor's out, so you got some other guy in there. And good on the Raiders for winning their 4th of the season. I think anyone that plays the Giants now should just play normal. You should get that win. No one should be losing to the Giants until Tyrod Taylor comes back. Then we'll see what happens. Just don't turn the ball over. Give them a short field. You'll be fine. The Cowboys and the Eagles game was a good game. Although there were some officiating things on both sides of the field. I mean, for both teams, it was just like the Cowboys had an opportunity, and they pretty much lost this game by inches. Not including the final play when the ball went short of the end zone on a quote unquote Hail Mary. But I don't know. It just brings up the question. I just have questions for some of these rules this league has. Like that one touchdown on 4th and goal that the Cowboys had that was ruled as being down short, so it was turnover on downs. And it's like, what is the process of the catch if he falls down to the ground? Because it's like if he catches that ball and his knee is down, you say he's down there, but if he goes down to the ground and he drops it, you say it's incomplete. So I don't know. Completing the process of the catch makes no sense to me now. I don't think the league knows either. It's gonna probably happen again in a later game where like playoffs are a concern, or it happens in the playoffs, and then they rule differently, and it's like Cowboys got robbed, blah 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 blah. The Bengals did their thing against the Bills like I knew they would. The Bills' defense it's hurt. It's hurt. And they also have no run game. It's Josh Allen. They're going to burn him out. This isn't even Madden curse. This has been the Bills' problem since last year. They have no run game outside of Josh Allen. You thought it was bad with Lamar, with the Ravens, but, you know, at least when Lamar running opens up other running backs. Josh Allen running does not open up other running backs. I haven't seen any good running games from the Bills yet. So, yeah, Bengals win. And now everyone's saying they're back and blah 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 blah. I don't care. Oh, it was a Chargers game against the Jets where the defender had a shot to sack Herbert, but because he didn't want to get the penalty, he didn't really put his body into it, so Herbert was able to stand up, stay upright from the hit, throw it to a receiver who went in and got a 15-yard plus gain. The Jets, their O-line is garbage. It's bad. You got Aaron Rodgers before games throwing the ball. He's walking with no crutches and all that. And hey, congrats on your healing process. But you don't want to come back to this. You don't. Not with that O-line as it is. All the Chargers really had to do was, not make mistakes. Because that's what the Jets did all game. I mean, the defense for the Jets shut down Herbert bad, man. If it was any other team with a good quarterback and O-line, the Chargers would have got beat. No doubt. All right. So we go on to week 10. Tonight we got the Panthers and the Bears. The way the Bears have been playing compared to the Panthers, should be the Bears that win this one. If the Bears lose, it'll be just like when the Commanders lost to the Bears. You had no business losing to them, but here we are. The Colts play the Patriots in Germany, and the way the Patriots have been playing compared to the Colts, I got the Colts on this. Then, what many at the start of the season thought would be just a free win for the Bengals could possibly be an upset game for them. Not even a trap game, an upset game. A trap game means that the other team really has no future in the rest of the season. Upset, though, the Texans win this. They not only get the tiebreaker on the Bengals, but they're getting closer to a wild card spot. And if the Jags mess around, the division. As much as I want to pick the Texans to upset, I just don't see the Bengals losing at home. But if they win, I'll be happy. Come on, CJ. You know what? No, say it with my chest. I'm picking the Texans. I believe. Now, when it comes down to the Saints and the Vikings, Josh Dobbs, for him to do what he did against the Falcons, man, the way the Saints have been playing, they're inconsistent. I got to go with the Vikings on this. Then we got this game. The Packers and the Steelers. The Packers and the Steelers have bad offense. But when it comes down to offensive play, I know Jordan Love will give me more offensive play than Kenny Pickett until the fourth quarter. But the way the defense for the Steelers plays compared to the defense for the Packers, the defense is gonna keep the Steelers in it. If the Steelers aren't winning big time by halftime, and then they have to come alive in the fourth, they're gonna be the worst wildcard team we see this year. Worse than when they went 11-0. I think back in 2020. Worse than when they snuck into the playoffs in 2021. And then immediately got blown out by the Chiefs. But yeah, it should be the Steelers. The Titans and the Buccaneers. He's got longer to get used to the team and the play calling Will Levis and the Titans. But the Buccaneers, they played all right. They played well. So this is an either-or game. But I'll pick the Buccaneers on this one. 49ers are coming off a bye against the Jags. I think who are also coming off a bye. The 49ers should look to regroup. So I got the 49ers on this one. I got my Ravens on this. Everyone's saying, well, now they got Browns fans saying they got Deshaun Watson. And last time, the only reason why we won last time was because they were playing a rookie DTR. I don't know his name. I was going to say DTR. But the thing about it is, when that game was hyped up the first time, it was the Browns defense versus the Ravens' new offense. And Lamar and that offense dropped 28 points on that defense. And the Ravens defense, I think, only allowed 3 or 6 points. So, the way the defense for the Ravens have been playing compared to the Browns, the Ravens defense is far better. Especially since, they lead in pressure, QB pressure, and sacks. So, yeah. I got the Ravens on this one. Kyler Murray's coming back for the Cardinals. I don't care. It's gonna. The Falcons should look to get this one, especially after that embarrassing loss to the Vikings. They're not gonna let Kyler Murray come back and just win that game. No. The Lions are gonna should get this one on the Chargers. They're coming off a bye, and they have division winning aspirations, especially since the Vikings are winning some games. It'd be best to not fall apart. The Cowboys, hey, you should totally blow out the Giants. They opened up with a spread of 16.5. They better win by 25 or more. If the Cowboys struggle against the Giants, they deserve all the disrespect they get every season. There's no reason why they should struggle against the Giants team. Yeah, I know the Giants defense is great, but come on, that offense for the Giants is ridiculously bad. I better see like 2 defensive touchdowns or at least 8 sacks, something. Now, this should be a good game between the Commanders and the Seahawks. Commanders coming off a tough win against the Patriots, and the Seahawks coming off a horrible loss to the Ravens. But I'm going to give the edge to the Commanders on this. The Jets and the Raiders. The way the Raiders played, I'm going to give it to the Raiders. The defense is going to, the way the Chargers sacked Zach Wilson so much, yeah, it's going to be even more so with the Max Crosby and the Raiders. So, yeah. It could be a low-scoring game, but I got the Raiders on this. The Broncos and the Bills. The Bills have been playing badly recently. The Broncos, however, are looking good. They came off a bye. I got the upset. I got the upset. It should be a low-scoring game as well. So I'll say 40 points. So those are my picks. Oh yeah, something that also reminds me. A lot of Bengals fans on social media are overlooking this game and looking straight to the Ravens for Thursday night. That's why I really, really want that upset. Anyway, case, I'm locked in. Let's go.